Life After Yachting, we are finally here. I'm so pleased that we pulled this together. And we were supposed to be, of course, at the Monaco Yacht Club. Now, welcome to my home office. It's not the same, you see, but well, hopefully next time we're gonna be able to see each other, meet each other, and have that famous glass of wine together. So the idea with Life After Yachting actually started last year at the Monaco Yacht Show. We were there together with Sarrah, with other colleagues of yachting too, and we were talking about the entrepreneurship, which the Krakens Den came up, and then also helping people to continue their careers after yachting, and how people were suffering mentally, financially, and all different ways after being a yachty bubble, if you so want to say. Somebody says it's golden handcuffs. Well, whatever expression you use, we all know what you mean. So that's how it actually came live, the whole idea, and now it then has become first event, but also a platform and a startup incubator. So the idea behind Lay is really to help the yacht crew to move from on board to ashore in that transition. And this is how we have found and collected the different companies to the platform. So there is career advisors, financial advice, of course, land-based jobs for the yachties, but also we are talking to different education paths yacht crew could take after their yachting career. And I think it is a wide range what we have. So please, if you are not yet signed up for the platform, go and have a look. It's all free. And you can have a look what companies are there. You just make a 15-minute small meeting with them and see if they are any use for your transition. So that's what the platform is all about at the moment. And of course, I would like to also present Maeve. We can only see her picture of the SuperYacht Radio at the moment. But SuperYacht Radio has been really supporting for our idea throughout the process. And we have had, I believe, 4 or 5 hours direct broadcast with them, just different subjects related to Lay. And today, I think, and I believe, and I will say that we do something groundbreaking and doing simultaneously on Zoom and radio live program for the whole day. And so Maeve, tell us a bit more about how it's going to work today.
So you are absolutely right. We are presently broadcasting through SuperYacht Radio at the moment. I was actually smiling earlier this morning, Titta, because before any of us ever knew about Zoom, and most of us never used Skype, you were starting up a company that was looking at video conferencing.
Exactly.
So, and now it's become something of the mainstay in our lives over the past couple of months. And I kind of thought, I've had such a pleasure talking with a number of the people who will be here today. And one of the things that has struck me in the many conversations I've had, not just how much I've learned from listening to their experience and talking with them, but, a little bit of a mantra. I think right now we're in a world that is very, very different to what we've had before and will be different for some time. And I think right now a mantra for all of us is to learn how to adapt, how to change, how to grow. And I think this very event, which was meant to be a live event in the Monaco Yacht Show, that the fact that we have it virtual, we have it on radio, and that you're reaching out across the world just shows that that is part of this platform as well. So, I'm very much looking forward to today. I've had great pleasure of talking with many of the people, from Anna Petrol, the coach, Emma for financial advice, Tony Stout from Yacht Needs, who was one of our very first supporters ourselves when we launched back in 2017, and John and Will as well from the Krakens Den later on this afternoon. It was such a pleasure to talk with both of them, not just from their own experience in the industry, but also just some of the very sage advice to people starting out and the things that you need to think about that you haven't yet thought about. And finally, mental health has been a very big topic this year and throughout the past 2 or 3 years. We have ourselves had some very interesting discussions that ISWAN has been part of, and they have created such a great platform to help support yacht crew during this time that it's a wonderful way to finish off this event with hearing from Catlin from ISWAN. So very much looking forward to today.
Thank you so much, Maeve, and you've always been such a great support for us and for me and all different ways of being entering this industry. And to be honest, yes, I remember the first interview on SuperYacht Radio, and we were talking about online video interviewing. And now, what are we doing? We are all on video calls and all that. But anyway, video calling and video recording and video interviews are going well, and that's become a part of our life, the new normal, as everybody says. Then I would like to introduce you to Sarrah from Global Superyacht Marketing. She is my star that makes all this happen, and she is the one who's behind all the social media and branding for all of my companies, and a great friend. And also she has promised to be my co-host today, and she is much more fluent in her English than I am, as it happens to be her first language, mine only second. So I let Sarrah to tell you exactly how the program goes today, and then I think soon we will be hearing from Anna Petrol. Over to you, Sarrah.
Thank you very much, Titta, and thank you, Maeve. And yes, such a pleasure to be part of the day today. I am excited to share the program, and for those of you who are tuning in on SuperYacht Radio, we are also broadcasting via Zoom. So as I go through this program with you, there are a couple of videos as well. So if any of you would like to also see the videos as well as listening in on SuperYacht Radio, then we have just sent out a secure view only link on the Life After Yachting social media. So you can certainly tune in at the times of the videos if you wanted to, so you can see some of the really, really inspirational content that we've had the pleasure of producing with some of our supporters. So today's program is a big mix. It's a selection of the support network of Lay, and this came about. Lay has been a really dynamic project. It's been a huge pleasure working on it and having the flexibility to, as Maeve said, to adapt to the current situation in the world, but also listening to the crew is really important to Lay, and listening to each other. So we've been unconstrained by any corporate barriers, and we've been able to adapt who works with us, what we provide for the crew as we've gone along. And one of the things that came up early on, not long after our discussions at the Monaco Yacht Show last year, we realised that crew needed help transitioning. Titta herself is an ex-yachtie, and you went through the transition from onboard to onshore yourself, and so first-hand experience there, and it's something that often comes up in conversations. And so initially we were looking at the ways to help crew find jobs that were fulfilling and recognised their skills and their experiences. And then the startup incubator was sort of born because we realised that there are many crew out there with fantastic business ideas that maybe don't want to necessarily have an employed job, but want to start their own business, or even started their own business whilst being on board and need help growing or making the final scary leap from running both a business and a hugely busy career to being on shore and focusing on their business. And one of our people today has got a great inspirational story about that very, very same jump. But we realized that it wasn't just the entrepreneurial crew that needed the support. We realized, talking with the crew, that were perhaps looking for paid employment, on shore, they also wanted support. So as well as having sort of a jobs fair and the matchmaking between crew and employers and having the startup incubator, the support network was born. And the response was overwhelming from people. It was really heartwarming to see all these different people that were happy just to give their time to crew. We've all built our businesses around the yachting industry. Many of us have worked on board as well and been through the transition of coming ashore, but people didn't blink. It was a no-brainer, to use an English phrase, for people to provide their advice, whether crew are looking for jobs, looking to start a business, don't really know, just want some advice. So the program today is a real mix. It's a mix of people offering support, offering advice, offering guidance, just to have a chat if people want to. That's absolutely fine. There's no strings attached. There's no money, then we're not asking for a sign-up fee or anything like that from the crew. This is just all about people sharing and giving back. So hopefully there's something for everybody in today's program, and we will love to hear your feedback from each of the different segments today. And obviously everything that you feedback to us will help us to shape what will hopefully be the next event that we do. So starting off in not too long, in about 15 minutes, we're going to be hearing from the amazing Anna from Petrol Coaching. So Anna's going to be on from 10:30 CET. Anna is an ex-yachtie, and she is going to go through her approach to how she helps crew plan and execute their exit strategy. She offers many different support services. She has oodles of experience of doing it herself, and from general life coaching to looking at pitfalls and looking at success points, just generally helping to give you some guidance on which path. And often we find this, crew sometimes just need to pick a path and they don't know which path that is. So just having somebody to help pick that path can be save a ton of time for a start and be really helpful. So that's Anna at 10:30. She'll be joining us on the Zoom and also live on SuperYacht Radio. And then following on from that, we have at 11 a.m. CET. And as if by magic, Anna is now joining us on the Zoom call. So we'll be handing over to Anna shortly. Hi, Anna.
Yeah.
Hello.
We're just going through the program at the moment, Anna, and I've literally just been saying lots of good things about you. So we'll hand over to you in not too long of time.
Amazing.
So yes, following on from Anna, we have Emma Parks. Emma is from Church House Investments, and Emma is our financial whiz. She works and specialises in supporting crew with their financial planning, their financial execution. So everything from, again, having an idea of how much money do I need to make that jump? How much is it okay to have this much in the bank? Where should I be putting my money? Should I be investing? Should I be saving? All those questions that especially in the ever-changing world at the moment, having an expert person to help us with that is very fruitful. I've watched people make bad choices. I've made some bad choices myself in the past with my own money. So having somebody to help with that side of things, again, can really help to show you which is the best path and to give you the confidence that you're prepared to make the move ashore as well. So that's Emma at 11 a.m. CET, followed briefly on from that, at 11:30, we have the amazing Will from Bond Technology Management. Will is one of our inspirational stories, as well as one of our Krakens in the Krakens Den. So we'll be hearing from Will twice today. Will was the first ever ETO. He has been a bit of a trendsetter, actually, although he would not want to say that himself for sure, but he was one of the first ETOs. He had a very long and successful career on board some very well-known yachts, and then he made the jump ashore, and he's now director and owner of Bond, and he also works in a number of other businesses. He's a huge supporter of iSwan, which is the mental health support as well, so he's already giving back, a true gentleman, but he's going to share with us at 11:30 his story around making that move from onboard to onshore, and how his journey went, and sharing, as Maeve said earlier, some of his sage advice on how and the path that he took. So we are very excited to speak to Will at 11:30. And then at midday, so 12 CET, we have another inspirational story from Symone. Symone is an incredible lady. She has had a life I think all of us would quite like.
Yes.
She's made some very, very exciting life choices, one of which was yachting. So Symone is, I'm not going to say too much about it. It's an unusual path she's currently in, but there is a very interesting story behind that. Symone has worked on yachts for many years, came from a hospitality background. She's worked in the movie industry. And she currently, among other things, is a snail farmer in the Austrian Alps. I mean, I think we'd all like to live where she currently lives, but she has produced a fantastic video for us. It's 16 minutes long, so it won't take long to watch. It's on here on our Zoom from midday CET, and the audio will still be broadcast on SuperYacht Radio. I really, really implore you to watch Symone's video. She's an incredible lady with an incredible story.
Amazing.
So that's coming on at midday, which will be fantastic. And then followed on from that, we all need to get some lunch. So from 12:30 until 1:30, we've got some great music from SuperYacht Radio. As always, their music's always incredible, but they'll be putting on a selection of hits and music for us to have our lunch too. So please stick around and have a listen to that. And then at 1:30, we'll be going straight into our Krakens Den. So the Krakens Den, yes.
During the time.
Sorry, say that again.
During the time of the music, there's also inspirational stories, which are audio stories from yacht crew. There's Mark Hale telling his story on 3.5 minutes. I think I don't know, but I'm sure Maeve will tell us. It's somewhere in between the music, and it is a fantastic story too. So I'm just so inspired with all these stories of people. My own life looks really dull. To do something.
Maybe we'll all take some career changes following today's inspiration. Hey, we'll watch this space for where we all are this time next year. Hey.
So sorry, Sarrah, to interrupt you.
Oh, no problem.
Yes.
Thank you. So yes, so 1:30 we have the Krakens Den, where our leaders of yachting help two entrepreneurs develop their business plans. So we have Will from Bond, who I mentioned earlier is one of our Krakens. We also have John Courtney from FunAir, and I will be there as one of the Krakens as well, and also yourself, Titta. So we actually recorded this yesterday because one of our entrepreneurs is on board working very hard on a well-known sailing yacht, and we had to accommodate his busy schedule. As we all know, there's often not time or not very much time at all. So you'll see in the video, he's literally run in from one job, come and spoken to us and had the advice, and then had to run off and carry on working, as is the SuperYacht life. So I actually think it's pretty perfect. It shows exactly what we're all experiencing, and just how the life works in our very unique industry. So that's going to be from 1:30 until 3 p.m. CET today. Really excited. We have Anton from Yachting Scandinavia, who is one of our entrepreneurs, and we also have Yanni from Kari Lighters. So two very different products and some really great advice coming out of the Krakens Den. After that, we have the amazing Tony Stout, who has already been mentioned today. Tony is the founder of Yacht Needs, and he's another yachty who went from being first mate for many years and having a very successful career on board to having a business idea, being frustrated about why this business idea hadn't already happened, and starting a business whilst being on board, and then making that transition and the scary leap to Life Ashore to grow his business. And he's now the owner of the very successful Yacht Needs app and website, which is a globally loved product used by many crew everywhere. So which is still developing. He's incredible. He's very, as we were discussing earlier, really well connected within the yachting industry. He's worked for so long on yachts. All of his friends work on yachts or have worked on yachts. He's constantly listening. He's constantly adapting his business model to accommodate the needs of the crew on board. So yes, very excited that we're going to be talking with Tony at 3 o'clock, and that'll be Titta and I giving him a bit of an interview, but it'll be a nice casual chat and finding out exactly how his journey went. And then we have the educational portion of the day, which is something very dear to many people's hearts, and again, something else that came out of conversations with crew. So we have Joey Mean, who is a very fantastic lady, a warrior supporting crew over the years and their education and qualifications. She will be with us and talking about working with Suzanne Well, who is Dean of the undergraduate program at La Roche Hospitality School, one of the most prestigious hospitality schools in the world. And they are currently through Titta Connecting and the Life After Yachting program, connecting them, looking at how we can potentially give superyacht qualifications points towards real world, and I say real world in the nicest possible way, other world qualifications. So if crew are looking to make a move ashore and potentially widen their horizons, and they want to look at a job that is perhaps outside of the superyacht industry or to the side of the superyacht industry, often your qualifications that you've worked so hard for are just not recognized in other industries. And you know, our qualifications are hard work. We put a lot of hours into them. So Joey and Suzanne are discussing the guest program and the qualifications that they have for interior crew there, and how those can be transferred and go towards a degree at the prestigious La Roche Hospitality School. So that's a really exciting and ongoing project for Life After Yachting. So we can find out a little bit more about them. And then our final guest of the day is the lovely Caitlin from iSwan, telling us about the new initiatives and their 24-hour Seafarers Helpline, which has been set up to specifically support yacht crew with lots of personal issues as well as professional issues. So it's a lifeline that you can reach out in times of need. And this is the project that Will from Bond has been a huge supporter of. And again, it's all about our network and us all providing different levels of support. So we're excited to speak with Caitlin, and she can tell us all about the new initiative and what sort of support and how crew can access that resource as soon as it becomes live. And then finally, Titta and I will be wrapping up, talking about our future plans. We've already discussed yesterday whether that should involve a glass of wine, because that will be 5 o'clock at that point. We're seeing Caitlin at 4:30. So 5 o'clock, Titta and I will certainly be hopefully very happy ladies with how the day has gone, and tell you a little bit about our future plans, and then let you all have a great evening and weekend.